Phoenix. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Happy Thursday, or should I say Jueves? Jueves, and in other places they call it Juve. That's the partying day in some Caribbean cultures. The weekend of Columbus, I think, and it goes across a couple of islands. Uh, Juve is a time for partying. It's a couple of days, at least 3 days, where they get together, they party hard they work hard all year round. And when it comes time for the celebration, which is Juve, the Fete, they call it Fete, that's when they call it Juve. So you can look that up when it comes to Caribbean festivals. Fete, Fete, and Juve. It's not Jueves when it's called Juve, but today happens to be Jueves. Thursday in Spanish and Thursday in English to us, right? Okay. So what I see now is you protect yourself from negative thoughts. Protect yourself, have temperance, okay? Intrusive thoughts, allowing people to rage bait you, that sort of thing. Protect yourself from any evil thoughts coming from inside and outside. That's the first thing. Second thing, center your heart. Make sure that your heart is protected on both ends, even from people that you feel like you can trust and from new people. Protect your heart. You don't want any false attachments. You don't want a trauma bond. A lot of us have done that. That's become the normal thing. Let's wheel back out of that. Let's unlearn the trauma bonding. The trauma bonding is what got a lot of us in a lot of situations. Also, if you are friends with somebody for over 20 to 30 years and you have not done a friend evaluation, I'm going to need you to grab a pen and paper and start doing that now. Because some of us, because we're so consistent, I won't say loyal because loyalty is for dogs. Because we're so consistent, we kind of take things for granted or let ourselves be taken for granted because we're so used to showing up. We're that person, oh, you're my forever friend. I know I can always depend on you. But you have to think about it. If they can always depend on you, can you always depend on them? And even more important, can you depend on them when you guys are not together? That's something you have to find out because there are some people who are the best of friends, the best of everything in your face. And the minute you're out of earshot, there's a lot of bad things to say about you. So make sure you're not just tagging people along just because they constantly show up and you guys still have each other's numbers after 10, 20, 30 years. Make sure that you're reciprocating and that is consistent. And also, it's also sometimes not a flex to keep dragging the same friends through your whole entire life. There's always something that's going to happen, right? Okay. So pay attention. Pay attention, okay? So I did pick our Bible verse for this morning. Congratulations to those who are having birthdays and condolences to those who have had people who they've lost and so forth and so on, right? So we're going to try to have a good positive day because guess what? The weekend is coming. The weekend is coming. For some of us, it starts on Thursday. Who does go to work on a Thursday or even a Friday when it have party? Yeah. Tell my supervisor I sick. On to the do shoot. Mm-hmm. And if I do up, I used to know all of the words, but I gotta slow down because I haven't listened to it in a while. But yeah, it's basically someone calls out a lot. Someone is calling out, and they usually call out close to the weekend. And I don't think this person really realizes that the people on the job kind of know their patterns, and that's what's crazy about some people. Once they get used to something being comfortable, comfortable, and they pick up a pattern. And when people are not self-aware, they don't understand that other people can pick up their patterns too. So it's somebody like that who calls out every time it's something with them. And then they have a nerve to get upset because their paycheck is short. Well, if you're not there and you don't have any vacation time or comp time, your check's going to look a pretty short. So there's somebody who calls out a lot. So I think they compensate by having other little side weird odd jobs to cover up what they call out for. However, I don't think the means in which they make up the money with is all that good. Okay, so pay attention and remember, all money is not good money. Okay, even if someone is handing it to you, you kind of need to know where it's coming from, because nowadays it's really easy to touch money that you shouldn't be touching and end up a codependent. Okay, so pay attention. Pay attention. Okay, so we're going to do Psalms 144. If you got it, pull it up. Let's go. Blessed be the Lord, my strength, which teacheth my hands to war, and my fingers to fight. My goodness and my fortress, my high tower and my deliverer, my shield, and he in whom I trust, who subdueth my people under me. Lord, what is man that thou takest knowledge of him, or the son of man that thou makest account of him? Man is like to vanity, his days are as a shadow that passeth away. Bow thy heavens, O Lord, and come down, touch the mountains, and they shall smoke. Cast forth lightning, and scatter them, shoot out thine arrows, and destroy them. Send thine hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. I will sing a new song unto thee, O God. Upon a psaltery and an instrument of 10 strings will I sing praises unto thee. It is he that giveth salvation unto kings, who delivereth David his servant from the hurtful sword. Rid me and deliver me from the hand of strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. That our sons may be as plants grown up in their youth, that our daughters may be as cornerstones polished after the similitude of a palace, that our garners may be full, affording all manner of store, that our sheep may bring forth thousands and 10,000s in our streets, that our oxen may be strong to labor, that there be no breaking in nor going out, that there be no complaining in our streets. Happy is that people that is in such a case, yea, happy is that people whose God is the Lord. Selah, so be it, so let it be. Ashe, ashe, ashe. That was a very good and whole word this morning. That is 144, Psalms 144. It is a literal live word. If you actually look at it yourself and read it for yourself, there is no way to really misunderstand what is being spoken in the text. You have to be careful of speaking vanity. You have to be careful of speaking libel. You have to be careful of defamation. You have to be careful of speaking things that are untrue about people, because their truth can definitely set them free and put you in a mental prison. In some cases, some lying can put you actually in a physical prison. So definitely be careful with your words. A lot of times people feel as though words are useless, words are harmless, because they haven't ever received actions. But live long enough, okay, have enough experiences, and you will see that it's quite the opposite. You don't want to put your mouth in every subject or on every subject, because you don't know how it can affect you later on in life. Like, for instance, there was somebody who has a platform, and they say we have freedom of speech. However, I always say there is no guaranteed freedom after said speech, okay? So someone gets on here, they talk a bunch of shit about Trump, right? Next thing you know, they're on a bunch of do not fly lists. They're on a bunch of national terrorist lists and things of that nature. That is something that is the case. Some people don't understand who they're talking about and what that means for other people. Okay? And God forbid somebody talk about your itty bitty life and what you do or don't have going on, you're going to be offended. But here comes the thing. On the flip side of that, if you talk about somebody who happens to be important and happens to have some kind of influence, or you happen to damage a person's life because you were ultra intrusive, you were doxing them, you were stalking them per social media or in real life, and using the information that you got from said surveillance to do anything to affect their life, that is illegal. That is pushing past boundaries, and that can go a lot further depending on the levels. So, if you really want to be straight with yourself, try to be careful with where you put your mouth and who you put your mouth on. I know some of you think you're so valuable because you have a small existence. You exist on a couple of streets and a couple of avenues, so your reputation is pretty much protected by people you know. Well, if you should step outside of your comfort zone, you will find out that there aren't that many people that think you're as great as those little bit of people do. So be careful with your proximity to importance. You might be important on one side of town in one corner. God forbid you go across the world and find out that you're not the bee's knees everywhere else. It's going to hurt you, okay? It's going to hurt your heart. So be careful of local celebrity and becoming relevant to the rest of the world. It's a different world from where you come from. Yeah, it is, okay? So definitely pay attention to your relevance in the world. A lot of people have basically limited themselves and kind of hurt their reputation before they can even get off the rip, because they've gone too far as their mouth. They've clout chased locally. So imagine somebody letting you loose internationally. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's going to be a lot of legal representation. That's going to be a lot of PR. That's going to be a lot of damage control somebody's going to have. So are you worth it? Because if you ever get into a situation where you sign a contract, people are going to want to know if you're going to be a liability. You see a lot of those girls from The Real Housewives and from Love and Hip Hop. You see Tommy Lee. While she's a beautiful girl, she's a bit of a liability. She's always in something. There's always a fight. And the thing about it is, once you brand yourself in such a way, you have to keep such things going on. And it really is damaging when you keep that type of situation going on, and that's your branding, because your branding can also be your downfall. So be mindful of the situation and the signals that you're putting out now, especially if you haven't been established. Who cares if you're established amongst your neighbors and people who you've grown up with? They don't matter after a while. You have to get out there to the big dogs and get out of those rivers and lakes that you're used to. And if you can't handle the waterfall, would you step the hell off the porch for? Okay? All right. Don't say I didn't try to warn you or tell you anything, okay? Don't say it. Don't say it. my three go-tos: God, Gandalf, and Gryffindor. God, because he's the most high and he's the expert. Gandalf, because you have to realize, even as good as your deeds will be, there's levels to your deeds, and you have to get to the next level in order to succeed. And then Gryffindor. I say Gryffindors because you got to realize, if you don't think that you're going to be learning forever, you're a damn fool. So agree to be a forever student, and that'll keep you from being an idiot, all right? Always agree to learn. Never tell yourself that you're too valuable, you're too important, and you're too wise to not learn another lesson. Because the minute you think you can't learn it, boom, pop quiz. Life is that way, and you won't have time to study. So study long, study wrong. All right. So we have Astro Matrix this morning. I'm always in the book, so I might as well use Astro Matrix. It's colorful, and it also lets me know What ethnicity, what a person might look like, or a person's facial expressions. Astro Matrix helps me go a little bit deeper in the descriptions. Okay, pink is more specific, but Astro Matrix, there's a moth. I have the door open. So I have a little mothy that's trying to have attention here. It's a brown one, like a moth to the flame burned by the fire. I was just singing Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson Scream. That's when they had on like that BDSM clothing. They had on like all leather. They had on like patent leather, the whole thing. And that was like one of the rare times that you've seen him perform with one of his siblings. It was emotional. It was something. And it makes me wanna scream. Makes me wanna scream. I just remember the part where he was like, ah, where he was screaming. That was one of my favorite parts of that video. But it was Hype Williams did that video. I think he produced that video, Hype Williams. And that's the thing. When you're learning, when you're constantly learning and you're learning your craft and you get into it, there are a lot of things that you need to shut your mouth and listen to. And if you are accustomed to overriding people with your opinions, being very pushy, cutting off people, not very good in the conversation, it's not going to be looked at well outside of your social circle. People have to understand, some of the people who know you, they tolerate you. Okay? So once you get outside of that circle, you're going to be in different waters. Everybody's not going to put up with that mouth. Everybody's not going to put up with 60 seconds nor 90 seconds of you trying to tell people what you know, despite them being already there and established. They ain't got time for that. They will, I'll call you back, and then you'll be walking out and you'll never get a call back. So you have to understand when you think you know a lot versus the shit that you never know. The places you've never been. And this is another thing. As you go upon your journey, some of us are getting out of situations that we've been in forever. And now we're approaching other situations that are freeing us up. And that's going to feel a little different. And it might get you a little jittery. But hold on. You're human. Don't forget. You are human. You have emotion, which is energy in motion. Remember that so that you don't get all anxious every time you're in a new setting, in a new situation. Every time you're in a new setting, in a new situation, your nerves have to regulate to that situation. So before you get all anxious and get anxiety, remember to calm down. Take a note of where you are and take a note of where you came from and take a note of where you need to go. And comprise a list of the solutions to those short-term problems. I'm having sweaty palms. What can you do for that? I have a limited vocabulary. What can you do for that? Learning how to actively listen instead of respond. Some of you guys can definitely benefit from active listening classes because it seems as though you only react to things and you don't have comprehension skills. A lot of that is going to be in that active listening. That's also something that I'm thinking about. Yeah, that's something, I could definitely help with as far as active listening. Some people are not good at active listening. They're good at listening to keywords and then responding to them. And usually it goes a little weird, okay? When you're just listening to respond as opposed to listening to understand, comprehend, and then reply. Okay? I just gave you the cheat sheet. If you don't, I don't know what kind of lead paint you've been eating or whatever. I don't know. Drink some water. Haven't the slightest idea. Go to Jesus. Okay, so let's get into it. It's crazy because that 144, that Psalms 144 reminds me of when I realized that people were really going hard in the paint as far as running their mouths about me. So I remember I had booked 2 tickets myself, taking myself and Alex. We were supposed to go on a trip together, right? And it's crazy because some things had happened and I was like feeling a little weird, and I was like, I'm tired of my neighbors like doing certain things to me, because it seemed like someone had paid them to be in my business, which I still think they're still being paid to be in my business. Because I heard the little asshole show up, I guess, because somebody told her I was happy in my home. So she starts banging, oh, let me in, because she's got to come in and listen to this shit so that she can get some money for the before for the what for the information she can get from here. I guess because Boo thing don't want her unless she got some information. Who knows what their agreement is? Either way, so going into it, I go to my, at this point, I don't know if that's really my cousin. I just think he's a scam artist, right? So I go to his house thinking that I'm going to a trusted person's house to tell them what's going on and basically get a little rest before I have to go to the airport, right? So I go there. I have my son's suitcase, and I have my suitcase and everything. So I'm on my way to the, I'm on my way to travel. I'm going to stay over and travel, right? So when I walk in, I noticed something weird. One, I wanted to tell him about his spouse at the time. I noticed that she was trying to get placed as a principal in his school. And I was like, I don't like that. One, why did you do that? Because you were already gainfully employed at another school in South Baltimore. So why do you want to be at my son's school specifically? And I realized this woman has a thing. I remember when I met her, she was like, I prayed so hard to have a baby, and she had a baby late in age. But I remember how she didn't treat this damn child good at all. She finally had the baby, and every time I saw her, it's like she wanted to put fists and feet on this child. And it was crazy because the person who I thought was my cousin at the time, he's like a warden. So I'm like, surely you can't let this type of situation go on around you. You have a reputation to protect. So my thing is, I started realizing that he was toxic. Like, he would allow her to do certain things around him that I felt like was toxic. Like letting your child sleep on the floor while you're upstairs getting banged out and audibly heard through the daggone floor by somebody who you're not married to. Y'all not together, and she's sleeping on the floor on a school day. I used to be like, yo, you think she could? And then the girl is big, so I'm like, why don't you just drop her somewhere before you guys date? Why is she bringing her to the date? And he wouldn't say anything, and he would act like, yeah, I'm going to talk to her about that. Lo and behold, that was his weird thing anyway. He liked someone being under there, even if it was an underage child. He liked somebody hearing him do what he was doing, even though it was like, what is going on? So when they started doing that thing around me, and I started having something to say, and then the girl kept staring in my face and studying me, I was like, what is going on around this? I got to get away from here. So eventually I moved, right? So then that was that year. But going back to go and visit, I saw her, and I was trying to warn him about what she was doing. Lo and behold, he was part of it. Didn't know that until I turned around. So me and Alex were there, and I'm trying to talk to him, and I'm realizing that it's something like stopping me from talking. And I realized the reason why it stopped me from talking is because I'm talking to the wrong people. Those two people, no matter what I say to one of them or the other, they're both against me. So the timing was perfect. I turn around and I look at the picture graph, the picture album, the electronic picture album on the wall. And as soon as I turn around, I see my brother's, my actual supposed to be biological brother by my mother, his wife is sitting there on a picture with the supposed cousin. And then all those things tied together right then and there. One, I don't like my brother's wife. A reason why is because as soon as they got together, she started trying to sue me for shit. And she stole all the stuff out of the house that I stayed in because she was the owner there. But the thing about it was she wasn't fixing nothing. So once I put stuff in escrow, she got upset and started trying to sue me for it. And then stole everything that I left in the house, right? So boom, not mad with her, just making sure she don't try to sue me. I asked my brother at the time. I say, hey, why is your wife trying to, and why aren't you like arbitrating? Like, why aren't you trying to make sure everything is good? He said, oh, I don't got nothing to do with that. Lies. You had a lot to do with it, because if that's your wife and I'm your sister, why aren't we supposed to be talking like family? That was the first clue. So I stopped basically talking to the brother and the sister-in-law, because I realized that they kept trying to do stuff to me. So one day I go over to my mom's house and she's giving away all of these expensive purses. And I'm like, how come you gave all them purses to her and you ain't giving not one purse to me? She said, and then I realized that she was being who she usually is. She was being sneaky. So I didn't pay attention to it. I left her alone. I let it go. Forget it. She can get her purses. I'll buy my own. They'll be the ones that I like, whatever, right? So then she gets upset because I stopped speaking to her, because I'm like, you starting to favor everybody around me and you don't do things for me, right? Look, at the time, there was too much going on, so I couldn't write down all the occurrences. But after a while, you get it. My brother don't like me. His wife don't like me. Yet they going to ask me to make their potato salad at their wedding. I did that. Nobody died. And if I really didn't like them that bad, everybody, it would have been a bloody Valentine. But I did not do that, because I do not do stuff like that. Either way, they still seem fit to ask me to do stuff for them, even though you keep trying to sue me. No problem. So when I see my brother's wife on the daggone picture graph, and I know, here's the thing, I put the things together. If you're the warden over there across the bridge, across the Bay Bridge, and you just got your faggot ass out of jail after so long, and then you finally go marry that funny looking girl, then that was the whole setup right then and there. You and the warden got together, told yourselves you was going to get rid of your little sister because your mother keep telling you that I got some money that you could get to. Only if you could screw me over. So y'all had a plan to come across the Bay Bridge and get rid of me for whatever life insurance policies y'all done hooked up, because I know your little ugly wife done stole my 401k from multi-specialty Excelsior. Because I went looking for that, and I'm trying to figure out who the fuck just takes your money out of your 401k. Well, Latrice Hinton was certain. But when I saw that picture and I was trying to grab my son and leave from Charlie's house, he held on to him tight. He didn't say anything, but he held on to him tight. So it was like I couldn't get my son from him. So what happened was, I say, come on, Charles, go to the car with me. You know, I want to drive you around and talk to you for a minute. He kept not letting me get him to the car. So Calandra comes out and she calls the Alex. Now, you know, if you know what you know, these people are operating on some other wavelengths at the time. So she calls out the Alex. Alex goes to her. She's holding on to his hand real tight too. So I'm like, come on, Alex, get in the car. She holding on to him. Next thing you know, she wordlessly turns around, takes Alex in the house. Now, me knowing he know everything about ghost guns, he got all these guns in the house. I'm not going up in there, and she walks my son away from me in the house. Now, I got an option. Go in the car, and I'm going in the house and possibly get hemmed up. Because this warden, he can lie and pretty much say, I did something and shoot me, right? Or Calandra can, because she's supposed to be a trusted educator, right? So I'm not going in there because I already know. So what I did was, okay, y'all got my son. Y'all supposed to be trusted people. I leave because I already know if I go in that house, it's going to be something. As soon as he knew I could say something about the fact that him and that woman from multi-specialty are connected, and they already been stealing and going through my finances, that's when they called the airport and had me hemmed up at the airport. And then that's when I went to that Good Luck Road out there, Luminous Healthcare, and they tried to hook me up, and they kept trying to get me to take extra medicine, and they let somebody go in my room to toss my room to see all the stuff. I wrote all that stuff down. I got all my memory together. Because one, why would you try to put me in a mental health facility? Because I realized that you coming across the bridge to do crime. You setting people up for life insurance scams. That's what it is. This is why you driving back and forth across the Bay Bridge every day, is because it's worth it to steal people's lives and drive the money back over to the country. And that's what you're doing. That's exactly what you doing. And that's exactly what you did to my Aunt Wanda. Y'all hooked her up because y'all couldn't get all the money from her. She didn't have no kids, so why didn't she leave no money to all her nieces, all her nephews? Yeah, Big Bear, Delaware. And that was crazy when I caught that letter that came from Delaware. If you and Kay got phones and y'all talk on the internet, why did she write you a letter? Why did she pen you a letter? Because y'all was playing on my goddamn top. Y'all was using letters and correspondence to hide the fucking the phone thing. Right, right, right. And then next thing you know, I realized it's a reason why my mother keep trying to get my retirement information. It's a reason why she keep redirecting my mail towards her house so that she can keep an eye on the numbers I got so that she can see when is the right time to attack my finances. Did I get y'all pretty good? Yeah, I did. It's a lot more I can say, but I'm trying to tell you, this is the reason why he's trying to say that I'm mentally unstable so that you don't get the fact that Latrice, Michael, and Charles are all in it. Besides the fact that the rest of them, my son in it too. Right. I know pretty much all the players and the Dusties that be around me, they swear can't nobody fucking see. I'm a mental health expert. I've worked in that situation for over 20 years. Why wouldn't I know if somebody's medicated or not medicated or does need to be evaluated? I've worked at Rosewood, Spring Grove, and Clifton T. Perkins. A lot of my coworkers needed a goddamn cocktail. Please call the police on yourself because you the only one but hurt, but you keep visiting. Scam alert! Scam alert! Teach who a lesson? You're going to teach me the fact that y'all scamming people, that y'all running people's demographics through the signals and making sure that people get hooked up and you got people sitting around trying to wait for red rum for you to order that? Or do you want to, or do you need to explain why you got all of them cars and who them cars came from? Do you want to explain how you just getting all of this Amazon? Right? Do you want to explain how as soon as she get with you now, both of y'all is Amazon junkies and everybody calling out of work and on the phone for 2 and 3 hours every day and going to the DJ's parties in the middle of the night every 3-4 days? Are we serious? Or do you want to put on your all white for your next ritual? Because I'm not here for it. What I do know is y'all should have left me alone. How about it? Oh, and the fact that you're saying that I'm loud, which means that you're right next door in my business. Stupid monkey. I love Keenan and Peele. They're great. They're great. If you don't learn nothing from them, you learn to pay attention to what's going around. Get out. All right, so let's see what the first sign is. High Priestess. Queen of Cups upside down. King of Swords. Okay, you know I don't do no upside down. I say it every day. And it happens every so often. I'm looking. I don't see any upside down. I don't see any upside down cards. Yet I have one as soon as I turn over my deck. Okay, all right. You're not going to do nothing because you're the king of nothing. That's why you got to come here and say it. Shout out to my deadbeat ex-husband who would rather give you an STD than a couple of dollars. You are the real MVP. Okay, I'm so glad I skipped that bullet. I'm happy you're sharing it with other people. Health as well. Anyway, make sure you ask for health statuses before you lay down or give yourself pause. Go to the doctor. Trust me. These people are giving it to you. They're trying to give it to you because guess what? They want to shut down your options. They don't want you to be able to healthily date. They don't want you to have another kid and actually enjoy life the way you're supposed to. So be careful of the happiness haters. They're the ones that are extra in love now. They're the ones that need you to death now. They're the ones that gotta use your bathroom. They're the ones that gotta see how you cook. They're the ones that gotta say something about your body. They're the ones that's gonna just watch your pockets. So pay attention, okay? So we've got High Priestess, we've got the Queen of Cups, and we've got the King of Swords. High Priestess, that is Moon. High Priestess is Moon, highly intuitive, and she's here to give us a bit of her knowledge. Unleash the power of your subconscious mind. Follow your intuition to unlock greater possibilities. Using your intuition, uncovering mysteries. Here we go. And we've got the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Let's see what's going on. Be empathetic towards others to lead by example. Let them understand what it is all about. Maintaining calm and breaking dependencies. Yeah, that is what the Queen of Cups in reverse means. Maintaining calm and breaking dependencies. Remember, temperance, everyone, temperance. You've got to remember not to let people rage bait you. Remember what the truth is. Stick to the truth, not opinions, not emotions, but the truth. If they say they want you to be logical, and then logical hurts their pride, their pride, then what else do you have to offer? We have a lot of people tooting this. You're too emotional. Be logical. And then as soon as you be logical, they get all emotional. Like, what is it you want, Dennis? What is it you want? You want a lot, don't you, Dennis? You don't want nothing, but you want a lot. I just picked Dennis out of the sky. I don't know a Dennis. I know a Dennis the Menace. So now we got the King of Swords. So somebody is balanced, and I think you need to leave this person alone because they got the Queen of Cups, they got the High Priestess, and they got the King of Swords, which means they're clear and there is nothing to cut you off. It's nothing, to get you up out of there. They ain't playing with it. If it looks like a red flag, then it's a red flag. They're not trying to turn you green, blue, or yellow. So, King of Swords, you have a special connection to laws, rules, authority because of your analytical and logical mindset. Research before implementing your decisions. Didn't I tell you about that logical? I be calling these cards. And it's air, having intellectual power, displaying integrity and the truth. Hey, I can't make it up. King of Swords. If you've got Astro Matrix, you can read it yourself. Having intellectual power, displaying integrity and truth. To have integrity, you need to be able to tell the truth, and both are interchangeable. To tell the truth is to have integrity. There's only one number, which is 2, which is the High Priestess. So, let go. Where are we going? Because I have all major arcana out here. I have nothing but the beginning of the story, which is intuitively, we need to stick to the facts. Intuitively, we need to call out the facts because allowing people to hide behind lies, especially lies about you and the facts about your life, is not going to work in the long run. This is why you go on job interviews and people don't call you back. This is why you go to certain settings and people are looking at you a little weird, is because you're not supposed to find out that people were talking about you. They were kicking your back in unbeknownst to you. And the fact that you're quiet, they took advantage of that. They're like, oh, they ain't gonna do nothing. I can say whatever. They ain't gonna do nothing. And then here they go with a spiritual punch in the mouth because yes, maybe they didn't say anything. Maybe they didn't put hands on you. But Jesus would, because he told y'all to stop bearing false witness. And especially if you're going to make one of his children suffer more than what they were supposed to. Only God's supposed to be in control of that. So when you decided you was going to try to push God out the way and take his job, he decided to put hands on you. Nobody has to do black magic on you if you're already doing black magic on somebody. All they have to do is sit still, mind their manners, and allow all the energy you put back to bend the corner. It's like a boomerang. See, when you mess with people that ain't messing with you and you attempt to manipulate their life and you are not manipulating your life in such a way, you give all openings for God to come in and put foot in your ass. So don't blame me for why shit is moving around. The table's shaking and shit, right? I didn't do it. I'm minding my business and drinking agua. See, my hair growing and everything. That's what it's called, minding your business. I could be such a riot. You don't have to laugh. I will. All right, so the original story is truth, integrity, discernment, being able to have pause, being able to maintain. Okay, you have to be able to maintain. And that Queen of Cups, it was beautiful how she came out upside down, allowing us to know that she is breaking dependencies. And this is how you become a divine feminine. You can't be dependent on other things other than yourself. Who's going to respect you if they can do things to you if they're in control of your situation? So you have to learn how to take control. By any means possible, you have to learn how to take control. Right now, we're in a situation in a culture where patriarchy is starting to turn in on itself. Some of these men, most of these men don't trust other men. And this is why they actually, and it seems weird the way it goes, by default, they're so untrusting and scared of other men, they agree with them. And the worst part about it is there are women that come up that get so afraid of men and they don't arm themselves, they don't protect themselves, that they actually start to hang with the men that are the most dangerous to women. And then they become dangerous to other women because they want to be protected by the men that would do the same exact disgusting things to them given the chance. So you have to definitely pay attention to the women you hang around as well as the men that you hang around. We know when it comes to women, there aren't a lot of things that they want from us. They're pretty slim options. It usually, even if it's a good guy, they're pretty slim options as to what they want from us. This is what they want. Now, when it comes from a female, you have no idea because you don't know if she's operating as a man. You don't know if she's operating as a female. What you do know is if she's male-centered at any point, desperate at any point, even if she says she's a girl's, there are some girls that are neurotic and crazy too. You have to be very careful because that is a double-edged sword, right? So protect yourself going forward. Remove dependencies. Be around people because you want to be around them, not because you need to be around them, not because they have something that you can use, not because you want to do something to them. You're trying to sabotage them or set them up. Stop being around people you don't like just so that you can use them and abuse them, okay? Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to be used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused. And yeah, that latter part is right. There are some people who actually feel like a heel inside, but they'll never let you know. Some of them come off with a grandiose personality, and they'll never let you know that they want you to beat them, hit them, slap them, punch them. That's that BDSM thing. Am I saying it right? You know what I'm talking about. And I think that's what made me mention when Janet and Mike were doing that video together. They were brother and sister. They were brother and sister. So there's a weird Virgo because Virgo, Michael Jackson was a Virgo. There's a Virgo, a weird Virgo that's into BDSM, but I don't think a lot of people know it. I think, now this is my theory, I'm believing that the weird Virgo that's into the BDSM, he doesn't want women abusing him. He lets men abuse him. I think it arouses him. I don't know. I'm not sure, but this is the frequency I just picked up, okay? So there's somebody weird, may or may not have Virgo in their chart, and they kind of color outside of the lines when it comes to their actual preference. They are a fetish freak, okay? They're up to fetishes, right? And there are a lot of people that are up to different fetishes. It all depends, but there are some more weird fetishes going out here. There are domination fetishes, dominatrix fetishes, feet fetish. There's I remember I came across a guy that wanted to that like dirty feet. For some reason, he just wanted to see women with dirty feet. It's like a poverty mindset. Even though this person could pretty much afford a person with clean feet, he got turned on by dirty feet. So you have to be very, very you have to take in the information as it comes, okay? Just take in the information. Yeah. And remember, people do fetishize other races, other ethnicities. A lot of Asian women get fetishized because of their size, because of their docileness, their perceived docileness, because I've met some fierce Asian women who would love the sushi you. They would love the sushimi you, but it's against the law. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't like being fetishized. They don't like being assumed that they're going to listen to everything or else get the big hand. You understand? So remember, people are fetishizing sometimes your flag, sometimes where you come from. If they meet a lot of women from somewhere where you are perceived to come from, and they're like, oh, well, I control them type of women, and then they meet you and you're nothing like it. Some people won't walk away and be like, okay, well, I finally met somebody who was different. No, they're going to try to turn you into them by force or coercion, or try to beat it into you, all because they feel as though, who are you to be different than what I've already experienced? And it's crazy because they don't expect that same abuse for them. Like, who are you to think you're going to beat me into conformity? Mop, mop, mop. Mink, mink, mink. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. So remember to know yourself, always know yourself, be self-aware, and also be aware of when somebody is trying to change how you are. When somebody's trying to change your environment. If you are putting your salt and pepper on the left side of the cabinet and somebody goes out of their way to infiltrate your home and your comfort, to put your shit on the right side of put the ass on the outside of the door. I remember I had a friend and I wasn't sure enough I wanted to date him all the way, but I kept seeing him in the same spot on my couch. Let me tell you something. He already was already losing points because he looked at me funny when I told him I don't use Dove soap. This my ass. I wash it with what I want to wash it in. How are you just gonna look funny because I don't want to use Dove? And then two, why you keep sitting on the same spot on my couch? I don't want your butt print on there. My butt print ain't on there. Why should your butt print be on there? And no. And then, you in my fridge one too many times. I don't like that shit. Especially when you ain't putting nothing in it. And even if you is putting something in it, why you think you gotta empty it? Nope. So, we not doing none of that. And we making sure we get them out of there. Well, let's not wait until it's fisticuffs. Let's not wait until the police got to be called. As soon as you get that inkling that this ain't going to go well, let it not go well and be okay with being a villain. Look, I had to find out that somebody called me a hoe, even though I won't give nobody none. Somebody called me crazy all because they was dumb and couldn't understand that I don't keep explaining to a person who I don't think can comprehend. I had a bunch of blue collar people who only knew how to follow other people's direction try to say that I'm weird because I'm a self-starter and I know how to make my own projects. I don't have to just keep going on people's jobs and filling out applications if that's not what I desire to do. Yes, I'm able to function on a staff very well. And I'm also able to delegate very effectively. I'm also able to pick up my own things very effectively. So when people aren't understanding, when they've lived one way all their life, of course you're going to be a weirdo. Don't be born to a whole bunch of what? Blue bloods, a bunch of blue collars, and then you go from being a blue collar to a white collar to a whole different type of thing. They're like, what? And you need our help and this, that, and the third. Well, you must have stole. Well, you must have stole ass because you didn't ask me for help. You didn't ask my permission. Well, here's the thing. Why would I ask your permission when you haven't given your permission to live yet? Yourself permission to live yet. You're on the wrong side of 50, 60, or 70, and you still haven't given yourself permission to live. So why would I wait for your permission? And that's what got a lot of people pissed. They felt like because I was the youngest, I was supposed to wait on them to give me the approval. But you guys have never approved yourself, so that would be dumb. And if your husband is a breadcrumb, I should go a bit higher. And the problem with that is every time I went a bit higher, you guys either bribed them with giving them some of the old funky cooch you got, or you sent somebody else in who wanted to be in the way. Either way, that just let me know that them people weren't for me, and you're not for me either. So, ta-ta for now. So, let's keep going. Let's see what Four Swords. So we're going to start in Libra. Four Swords. Let's go, Libra. Let's go. I love it how I have people that get up early in the morning and think that they're going to tell me what to do on my channel. Aww. Not blessing your heart. You suck. So, we've got the Four of Swords in Libra, and we've got the Six of Pentacles, and we got the Eight of Swords. So, somebody has definitely binded themselves to whatever contract this is, right? Okay, so the Four of Swords is rest and relaxation. So, somebody got sat to the side, okay? They ended up having to take a rest because this is what happens when you keep going against the grain. And then we've got Six of Pentacles, which is equal give and take to the universe. You're here, so listen. Anyway, equal give and take to the universe, which is Taurus. So we've got Libra in Taurus, and then we've got the Eight of Swords in Gemini, which is that binding energy, right? You see that? Just because it's a female on it doesn't mean that it isn't a male that's going through a whole bimbo stage. You know, sometimes men get a little delusional and they act a little blondish. You understand what I'm saying? They get to thinking that because they have whatever they have, that they're going to win things over. But if that's not what's in the cards for you, that's not what's in the cards. And right now, it ain't in the cards, honey. It ain't in the cards. So we have 4, 6, 8. We got another sequence. Yesterday we had 3, 6, 9. Now we have 4, 6, 8. Those are multiples of 2. That is 2, 2, 2. 2, 4, 6. Still equal give and take to the universe. So we have the rest and restoration, meaning somebody got told to go sit down somewhere. They didn't. So now they're getting equal to give and take to the universe. They put their money on that spell work. The spell work, you put your fingers in that yard dirt. That yard dirt. I know you like to see them dogs twerk. The dog twerk, you should have said that money spell work. Spell work. Hey. So somebody is binded to the contract that they... Shut up. Somebody is binded to this contract that they did, and they're blind. So now their intuition is blocked, and they have to wait for whatever entity or spirit that is to do whatever they did. I think it's coming to collect. So whoever put that money with that practitioner and told him, I want death spells, I want shut up spells, I want poverty spells, it's on its way back to you, baby. It's on its way back to you. Apparently, I'm your sense of employment. And guess what? You're fired. Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising. Libra, Taurus, and Gemini. It is what it is. I like how you're not giving a damn 6 to 7 times. Jerk chicken. So a 4 plus a 6 is a 10 plus a 8, that is 18, which is a 9, which means you need to pray, darling. You need to pray, darling. And the 18 is the moon. So it's very intuitive, which means everybody sees what's going on. Maybe you should clean your glasses. Whew. What's an ignoramus? All right, so Scorpio, let's go. I keep drinking my tea in the morning. I gotta have something hot in the morning. Okay, so we got Judgment. Oh, somebody got their little crystal ball and their little blood and feathers and whatever, little bone powder or whatever they got going on. Oh, bless your damn heart. It's okay. It's damned. What you want me to do about it? Okay, so we got 20 for Judgment, 2 of Swords, and 9 of Pentacles. Remember, birds of a feather. Judgment, 2 of Swords. Let's do Judgment first. Lord loves judgment. The Lord loves judgment. He especially likes it when you can judge yourself enough to know what you should be doing or what you shouldn't be doing. All right. Embrace your inner calling. You are all set to take your life to the next level. Pluto. Remember, Pluto is out there, okay? So it's far reaching. So you're going to go far. Transforming yourself, listening to your inner calling. Remember, if you don't answer your call, and nobody else can answer it for you, okay? Don't let people talk you out of it. That's like if you're going to become a comedian. Don't let the hecklers push you out of the way. Don't let them destroy your timing. You keep going. If you are a rapper, don't let one lyric mess you up. You improvise and you ride that beat, okay? If you're a painter and you put one misstroke somewhere, you build from that misstroke. You understand? If you are a seamstress and you've got a swatch of fabric left, find a way to creatively put that stuff somewhere. You understand me? Don't you allow nobody's criticism, nobody's rage baiting, nobody's animosity to change your trajectory, because you got the calling, you have the talent, and people that don't have it, they want to distract you from it. And it's crazy because some of the people that are really turning around and trying to distract you from it, they're just going to turn around and try to do exactly what you did. They're going to try to find the books that you read. They're going to try to find that outfit that you wore. They're trying to find that color. They're trying to find that hairstylist. There are people that would boo you off the stage and then try to take your place beyond the mic, okay? So if you got your calling, stay consistent. Don't give these people a chance to get up in your spot. Don't let nobody trick you out your spot, because this is apparently what a bunch of bums are trying to do. They don't want to do the hard work. They want to start from where you got up. So you make sure you don't get out that seat, okay? You keep it warm. All right, there you go. Okay, Scorpio. So that's what I got for Judgment. So now we've got the 2 swords. So you have to have blind faith, okay? So while everybody's going through judgment, both good and bad, it doesn't matter. Everybody's going through judgment. The reason why I say that is because you still got to be true to yourself. Even when the bad people are going through judgment, you still got to be able to maintain yourself. Are you laughing at other people's karma? Are you going out of the way to be spiteful to other people? Because you're under judgment as well. Don't allow people to trick you out of your spot in that way as well. Sometimes a person be getting karma and they'll try to say all of that stuff in front of you just to see if you break out laughing. Just to see if you take their bad time and go ham with it, right? Don't mess up and mess up your karma because you want to be laughing and you want to be going all in on somebody else because they're going through a bad time. Because it's only a moment that can put you guys in the same situation. The same way somebody could be healthy, one moment can change that. One moment can change that. In the same way somebody could be sick, another moment can change that. Just make sure you're on the right side of the moments, okay? So that's what the 2 of Swords. Remember to have blind faith. Remember what you believe in. Remember what you adhere to. Yesterday, I remember somebody called them. Somebody actually put in the chat and said, "Are you a Christian?" And the thing is, I never said that I was a Christian, and I wouldn't tell anybody that I was a Christian, only because religion puts you in a box. And the first thing I know about a lot of Christians that I've come across, they're very judgmental, and they won't say what they're doing, but they'll go from one side of the world to the next side of the world trying to say what you're doing, not even knowing you, not even understanding, not even checking on you, but they got their mouth on you. They the worst kinds of Christians. I don't like them Christians. Them is the same ones that killed Jesus. If you were that type of Christian, stay the hell away from me. You're blasphemous. So now we got the Two of Swords. Yep, y'all the type of, y'all the Judases and all that stuff. Y'all show up in church and y'all kiss people on that cheek. Meantime, y'all trying to get in where y'all fit in, doing all sorts of stuff inside there. So nah, I don't adhere and I don't subscribe to that. I sat there and I watched my Christian uncle sit there and tell everybody in the congregation that he made business moves and he made business investments. I'm going to tell you the truth. Motherfucker, you stole everybody money and you stole that land and you did the most because you a pastor and you believe that you being a pastor made you above reproach. God is coming for you in that collar you got. Keep your personal and professional relationship balanced to avoid a drama-free life. That is the Two of Swords. The Moon in Libra, and this is a Scorpio reading. Having patience, keeping relationships balanced. So you have to have blind faith, and the only way to keep a relationship balanced is to tell yourself the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, because you already know other people will lie. Okay? So don't allow any illusions to be cast in front of your face and you take it for more value than what it's worth. So now the Nine of Pentacles comes up, right? This is pretty good. So this is Scorpio, Pluto energy, Libra to Virgo. Let's see what the Nine of Pentacles is. I don't know. This book isn't that daggone thick, but I always seem to get lost in it. Okay. Your life is replete. I thought I saw... Oh, it's not there. Okay. So, yeah. Your life is replete with wealth and prosperity, abundance and luxury. Be thankful for everything you got and stay humble. Finding abundance and being self-sufficient. That is basically what it is. It's not always about money, even though you can't really live without money, but being self-sufficient, knowing how to work with what you have on hand. Right? There you go. You're welcome to leave if I'm offending you, but right now it feels as though you're offending yourself. All right. So that is the Scorpio reading. Don't forget, we're all under judgment at any given time. Be sure to balance out your information, balance out your relationships by always remembering to stand in the truth. Nine of Pentacles. Remember, self-sufficiency and working with what you have and using what you have to the maximum capacity is going to bring you a lot more luxury and wealth. If you never learn how to save, you won't learn how to retain, okay? So if you spend every damn thing you get, as soon as you get it, you're not having a great relationship with money, okay? There you go. All right. So now we're going to get over to the Sagittarius. We started off in Libra, so we're going to end in Virgo. Ooh, Judgment came out. I like that card because it looks like Cardi B. All right, one more card. Oh, High Priestess came back out. So we got Justice, Six of Swords, and the High Priestess. Back out here again. What we see why I always say this look like Cardi B. That's because she got the shape. And this remind me of that album, her album with the chessboard on it. When she had the deep waves. That was a be careful with me. What you doing, what you saying. Who feelings that you doing, you playing. You will need the whole world. With me. Be careful with me. Hey. So Justice, Libra card. And we're in Scorpio, by the way. So Justice, Libra card. It's so interesting. Everybody's so creative. They're so opinionated. All right. Take responsibility for your own actions. Wow. The card said it. Yeah. So, take responsibility for your own actions and decisions. Karmic justice will take care of the rest. All right. Finding balance and dealing with karma. Hopefully, you're getting dharma, but I know a lot of you aren't getting it. All because, I don't have to tell you. Okay, so in Scorpio, we have the justice, which is finding balance and dealing with karma. Then we have the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is basically going to say, do not look to the past and feel sad. Move forward in life. A bright future is waiting for you. Mercury and Aquarius. Remember, we're going through two different retrogrades at the same time, which is Jupiter and Mercury. And that is by way of Cancer. And there's another sign that goes through it as well. Changing your life. I think it's Capricorn. Changing your life, releasing baggage. Okay. So someone definitely needs to release baggage as they go through this justice. Dealing with karma, finding balance, changing your life, and releasing baggage. And then we have the High Priestess, and everybody knows what that is. Being very intuitive and following your intuition. Sometimes that first nudge that you get is the answer. A lot of times you talk yourself out of things that you already know by your gut feeling, which is your intuition, okay? So trust your intuition as you go forward, balancing out and dealing with your karma or dharma. Remember to release old baggage, okay? Release it. It's no sense in you bag a lady, you gonna hurt your back, dragging all them bags like that. All right? Remember, pack light. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. All right. So we've already been through the message. That is Scorpio. 11 plus 6 plus 2. That is 8 plus 11, which is 19, which takes us to 10. And that is wish fulfillment. Keep on going. Keep going forward. You can move forward positively. All right. There you go. I love how everybody's so good with having opinions. Do you do that when you steal? Does anybody get a chance to say what they gotta say, or do they know what you do behind closed doors? Or do you hide it behind your good old truism in the neighborhood? Does everybody think that you're a good person, or do you tell them that you do shady things in the interim? Do you? Do you? I mean, if you're giving me so much information, you might as well tell the truth while we're at it. By the way, how's that Social Security looking, huh? I mean, are you leaving other people's alone? Are you allowing people to live? Or are you still hooking old people up to where you're getting most of their money and you're giving them a little bit and throwing them a bunch of pills to keep them confused? I and mine would like to know, because that is the gist of a lot of things. And boy, oh boy, how many titles did you change through the system before you went and stole those people's property? Wow. 8 of Wands, 9 of Cups, 2 of Cups. Let's keep going. Oh boy. 8 of Wands. This is a Sagittarius reading. The 8 of Wands. And important news is just around the corner for you. Prepare yourself for a quick yet positive change in your life. Mercury in Sagittarius is a lot of Mercury. Making quick decisions spur to action. So this is a call for action. This is a time for we to move. I'm not saying you, I'm saying we. It's a time for all of us to start having action and moving around. Because this is the thing. As long as we're not moving around, the people who don't have a lot of business, they're getting a lot of space here. And we need to reclaim that space. There are too many people out here shamelessly doing nothing when we have a lot that needs to be done. But however, we don't want to come out and join the masses and be amongst those people. So here's the thing. Stop waiting for them to get out of the way. They won't get out of the way until we take up the space that we need to take up, okay? So, if you're going to be scared of your own shadow, don't pony up to this ride, okay? This is life. You're going to have to handle some hard things, and you're going to have some things that are going to be so easy. And here's the thing, as you ascend, as you go forward, and people see that your independence really depends on you, you're going to be under attack. There are going to be people who are going to be coming. There are people that are waking up without washing their ass or brushing their teeth, and they've got a lot to say about you. However, this is the thing. They're invested in you, and that's the point you have to keep. The fact that they have eyes on you means that you should keep going, because people don't usually rob empty banks. Okay? Hopefully that helps. And then we've got the Nine of Cups. What did I say? You have a lot to protect. It might not be anything in the cups, but they're your cups. This is your things, right? These are your chances. These are your opportunities. Protect them. Don't let people just come up and attack your cups just because they don't like your cups or they can't have one of your cups. Those are the most people that are going to attack your cups, the people who can't have it or can't look at it. Well, I don't care about your cup anyway. Well, who the fuck brought you over here? Huh? Huh? Who set the alert on your thing? Huh? Huh? So, I know you don't like my cups, but you're still watching them. Hello. All right. So now we got the Two of Cups. Bewitched. All right. So we got the Two of Cups. Express your feelings to those who you hold in your heart. Let them know that you care and think about them. Finding love and mutual partnership. Like I said, if you have something to say, say it. Take note of the reaction. Take note of the response. Take note of the reply. And go accordingly. That's all you can do. Look for the body language. Look for the eye contact or lack thereof. Look for honesty. Look for clarity. If you feel a bit confused, then it might be time to hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. But don't you come back no more. You heard what I said? Sometimes you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You better count your blessings. So we got the 8 plus the 2, which is 10, plus the 9, which is 19, which is leading us to a 10 again. So this is wish fulfillment. You're finding balance. You're not getting hung up on things that are not facts. You're able to take all of what comes, the good with the bad, and you're able to discern which is which and leave it as such. All right. So that was the Sagittarius reading. Take what resonates. Sun, Moon, Rising, Sagittarius and Sagittarius, Pisces, and Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising. Don't force the rest. Hey, Bookie. Good morning. It's some waters in the fridge. What you need? And your first thing for the morning. Okay. Give me a second while I get him situated. You can take it with you. And I believe, I think, yeah. Where did I put your tablet? I don't know where you put it. I don't know where you put it. I think you had it as you went to sleep last night. I don't know where you put it at. All right. So, here we go, getting into Capricorn. Capricorn, Capricorn. What's going on? Capricorn. No corn, okay? No corn. You know what I'm talking about. 8 of Swords. 9 Hermit. Queen of Wands. Okay, so we still got this binding energy with this Eight of Swords in Capricorn. Are you still feeling trapped or locked into a situation? So if you have gone into one of those contracts where you're with you got friends and maybe they're long distance, but here's the thing. They can call you and ask you for your money. They can call you and tell a whole long story about what they got going on, and at the end when you start trying to talk, they got something to do or you got to hold on and they're going to call you back, okay? So somebody is still in a contract. Somebody is still in one of those loveless, unreciprocal contracts, and they don't understand. Some of your friends aren't your friends. Some of those people are just around because they know that you get money. They know that you are responsible. They know that you have savings, and they know that you have a house. They know that if they go somewhere and they can't use the bathroom or they can't find a place to stay, that you might let them lay on your couch. Let them go. Specifically, let them go. Because here's the thing. People who only call you when they need stuff, people who only use you as a last ditch effort to do things, even if they call you maybe 3 or 4 times a year, they only calling you to make sure you haven't moved so that they want to come to your city and skip the price of a hotel. They can just come and freeload on your couch. And some of the worst ones don't even want to buy groceries. They're hoping that you're going to feed them too. So, someone who has Capricorn or something in their chart, be mindful of people who have been your friends for a long time, but they're really not your friends. They're just people who associate with what you got. They are not your friends. They just keep your number updated in their phone or in their phone books just in case they need to use you real quick, okay? So be mindful, men and women, and nowadays the children are doing it. The children have learned, okay? They've learned through Disney, Pixar, and whatever else they can learn on. Those kids know how to use people. They know how to use you. Hey, auntie, my mom never lets me buy skins for this game. You think you can let me borrow $20? Or can you put your credit card onto this app and you can just help me buy skins for The Sims? Or you can help me buy things for this game? Or you can help me buy stuff for Roblox? And then you're trying to figure out, after a while, you ain't seen this child. This child don't call you for your birthday, don't call you for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, none of that. But you still seeing charges. Hey, that little mother hooked you up. They say, yeah, auntie got it. Auntie got kids. They'll never know I'm still charging her for things, and I don't even go over her house and take the trash out for her. Things of that nature. So you be careful with the contracts that we have with family members, friends, old co-workers. You think them hoes won't do it? They'll go to your favorite lunch spot that you guys got saw in before and actually try to get discounts by saying they still friends with you or they know you. People will go to businesses and say, you remember, that was like my sister. Remember, we was that good together. You think you could hook me up? Meanwhile, don't like you, fuck all your friends and everything like that, but they using your name to get discounts. Be careful. I'm telling you right now, bet not nobody be using my name for not one damn discount, one entrance, one exit, one get out of jail free card, one food voucher, none of that. None of that. Unless they can call me right then and there on the spot and I pick up the phone, don't you get them nothing when it comes to my name. They clout chasing and they trying to do it for free. If you wanted me to speak better of you, you should have treated me better. And don't give that ass that job either. She's not dependable to me, so how the F she's supposed to be dependable to you? Let's go. All right. So we got the Hermit. The Hermit, which is Virgo, that is going within introspection and looking out. Peering out, having a little bit of light, keeping yourself warm, keeping yourself away. Isolation is like a cabin, right? So you're keeping yourself away as you begin to introspect. And this is what the flashlight is representing. Introspection. Little small peeks into yourself, your life, and different angles and things in which you don't have the time to look for. So now we've got Queen of Wands. She's confident. Let's make sure. So there's somebody who's actually in a binding contract and someone has actually made them go into hermit mode. They're not as confident as they used to be. Somebody is definitely not doing well. Somebody is spiraling as they realize the friends, associates, or family that they have are not who they claim to be. The person, the love of their life is not the love of their life. That is the love of the night or the love of the week. That is not the love of their life. That is their love this week and not next week. Somebody is starting to realize that the people who they think that they have loyalty to never had loyalty to them. They just know that they were consistently taken care of and consistently on the up and up. So they only called to make sure that you can come through for them. They didn't call to make sure you were okay. And somebody's starting to realize that there are some people that come in your life to really let you know how much you got to matter to you. Because if you don't matter to you, people will come and you won't matter to them. If you're not giving them nothing, they won't treat you like nothing. Okay? So remember this contract. Remember this introspection. Remember, somebody knocked you off your crown. Somebody knocked you off your high horse. You thought you were important until they showed you that you were not. Okay? There you go. That sounds stupid. Are you stupid? You gotta be stupid. Ah! I like to screenshot stupid shit. Oh, Shantice, are you that stupid? He got you pregnant by somebody that he told to walk away because he's basically got a life insurance on you and that new kid. Ha ha! Cha-ching! He's gonna hook you up so good, and now you know is the summer you is gonna come through in Amazon packages. Good luck with that Civic with the race stripe. I think it looks stupid. I crack myself up. Anywho, looky loo. The numbers were 8 and 9, which is a 17, which is the star. Remember, you're the star in your own life. Don't allow people to come in and use all of your resources. Don't allow people to come in and use your job status. Use the fact that you have good credit. Use the fact that you have a house. Use the fact that you have a car. Use the fact that you actually have food in your refrigerator, and they'll use you and then tell everybody you don't have a damn thing and they helped you get it. And be lying. So you be careful with the people you allow in your situation because they'll definitely try to rob you of it, okay? Alrighty then. Okay. So let's get on over to Aquarius. Hi, Aquarius. You woke? I guess you are. 5 of Cups, Scorpio energy. 10 of Swords, Gemini energy. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. All right. So, 5 of Cups. It seems like we're in the cups a lot. It's a lot of cups, a lot of offers, a lot of things going on. Do not shut your eyes to new opportunities. It's time to forget the past and seize the opportunities to build a secure future. Letting go of trauma, learning optimism. So, Mars in Scorpio. Someone is trying to walk away from trauma bonding. Someone is definitely trying to get away from the trauma bonding. They're trying to walk away from those situations that no longer serve them. A lot of times we trauma bond in middle school and high school, and we don't even realize it's a trauma bond because really we're just trying to get away from our parents. We're trying to get away from our siblings. We're trying to get away from washing the dishes, from mopping the floor, and we end up trauma bonding with a lot of those people. For some, they maintain trauma friends for the rest of their lives. And for other of us, we grow out of it. What happens once you heal? You no longer have things in common. And some people hate that you healed. They hate that you guys no longer have anything in common. They're like, you think you're all that because you healed. Well, no, I just healed. And now that I've healed, we don't have nothing to really talk about. And unless you plan on healing, we won't have nothing to talk about. And some people would really like you to rewarn themselves because they don't have any plans on healing. Let them go with God. Okay? So now we've got the 10 of Swords here. Over there. All right, and that's the Sun in Gemini. Do not use your authority to ruin others. Something that comes out quite a lot. Remember, this is the Aquarius reading. Do not use your authority to ruin others. If you have access to different websites, do not use it to go in and find out people's business so that you can expose the most embarrassing parts about it. Do not use your platform or your texting in order to go and chat into people's chat and harass them and say things that don't make sense, because really some of the stuff that I've listened to or seen come through on this chat, some of you guys need a straitjacket because what you be saying don't make damn sense. Yeah, that part. There is a such thing as being revoked from using electronic devices. I really think that that's a new rule that's going to be used. After you make so many fake profiles and do so much harassing, you should lose the right to use devices, electronic devices, or access to internet because you're not using it right. And if you are an adult, you're supposed to be an example to the kids. You can't say not a damn thing to the kids if you acting younger than them. Some of y'all children who haven't even reached the age of 10 got more damn sense than y'all. And it's sad. It's sad because y'all be the ones that break these kids down that used to be good, and they end up being assholes, your little mini junior assholes just like you, because they feel as though they got beaten into the situation because you're a fool. And for some reason, somebody keeps letting you raise these kids. And you're allowed to act a fool in front of them. These be the same women who would actually pick up the phone and call CPS on somebody because they taking care of their kids better than them. And they don't want nobody to call CPS on them, so they feel they'll do it before somebody calls that. That's crazy. Because remember, when you calling CPS, they going to turn around and do an investigation on you. So you be easy, breezy. And you ain't no cover girl. And it ain't Maybelline. Anyway, like I said about that Ten of Swords, finding, healing, regenerating yourself. Go on, regenerate yourself. It's not no one else's job. Okay, so now we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Let's go. Let's go. Remember, you came to see me. I didn't come to see you. All right. So the Queen of Pentacles, besides your monthly attributes, you also excel in leading projects and executing your plans successfully, living in luxury and comforting others. Okay. So with this Five of Cups, we're going to build the story from here to there. Okay. With the Five of Cups, somebody is letting go of trauma and they're learning to be optimistic. That is wonderful. Then we have that Ten of Swords here. I don't know how I get lost in this book. And it ain't but a few pages. I'm telling you. Here it is. Okay. Remember to use your platform or whatever you got going on very wisely. And when it comes to this Queen of Pentacles, how in the hell do I lose her so fast? Yeah, here she go. You can lose a Queen of Pentacles very fast. So be careful playing in our face. She gonna play on your life, okay? Living in luxury, comforting others. Besides your monthly attributes, you also excel in leading projects, executing your plan successfully. All right, so after you've let go of the trauma, you are free to move forward. Remember? Don't do the tick for tack, because some people are trying to rage bait you. They are trying to do reactive abuse on you. Some people are going to say anything they want to you. And it's up to you to control your mouth, because they're trying to get you kicked out of places. They're trying to say, see, they're not a good person. I told you they're not a good person. All the while, they're rage baiting, they're poking the bear, they're doing all sorts of things so that they can get you out of character, so that they can say, see, I told you I was right. You let them be who they are. Nobody and nothing, okay? And you continue to lead your projects. You will be successful. Move forward. And that was for the Aquarius reading. Sun, Moon, Rising, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Gemini. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Okay, Pisces, let's go. Let's go, Pisces. Highly intuitive. At the bottom, we have somebody submerged in feelings. Somebody's in their feelings. Feelings. Nothing more than feelings. feelings of love. Why? Do you have a coochie? Because you sound like a bitch. You came here. I didn't come to you. Anyway. I'm sweating because my lymph nodes work, you know. My body doesn't hold the toxins in, you know. Yeah. I don't mean to brag on my sweat, but it's functional. Anyway. So, we've got the Wheel of Fortune and we got the Three of Swords. Death and transformation. Death and transformation. Ooh, it's good for you and it's good for me too and yay. So, here's the thing. A lot of people, when I say death, they just get all negative and stigmatic about it. Stop being like that. You know, sometimes you have to kill off some things in order for some things to grow. If you've got a garden full of weeds, of course the weeds are going to keep your rose garden from blooming, so you have to make sure that they don't choke out the life in your garden, okay? And that's how you have to be. Every so often, you have to weed out the things that would stagnate you and keep you from having oxygen or getting proper sunlight or getting proper water, right? So that you can grow and you can flourish and go forward. So the Wheel of Fortune is here turning. Hopefully you did what you had to do when you had your turn at the bottom or the top of the wheel. It's forever turning. However, someone is learning in the Libra energy. Someone is learning Pisces, Libra energy. Pisces, Libra, Jupiter. So somebody is definitely going through it a lot. There's a lot of emotion. It's a lot of up and down. It's a lot of spiraling going on. It's not a consistent down. Sometimes it's up. Sometimes it's down. Somebody is definitely probably going to need some type of professional support eventually. They're going to need to speak to a lady on the couch, the man under the lamp. They're going to have to talk to some kind of professional. If you do, try to make medication the last resort, because we see how people do abuse some of these psychopsychiatric drugs and all that sort of stuff. So be mindful of your interactions, the counter reactions, your the things that contraindications. Be careful of that, and remember to read the pamphlets, the dangers of starting and stopping them fast, because a lot of that is what causes a lot of those issues. The improper use of said medicines. Al, go that way, please, because your thing is loud. I'll call you in, okay? I'll call you in. Okay, we'll be done in a few. All right, so, and then the Ace of Wands. Fresh perspective, okay? So someone's going to need a fresh perspective going forward. The Wheel of Fortune, they may or may not be at the bottom, but here's this Three of Swords. This is heartbreak, anxiety. This is not having a good time with the emotions, okay? So let me go straight to, because I like to read sometimes straight from it. Life knocks down everyone. The choice lies within you, whether you want to remain down for the rest of your life or rise again. Saturn and Libra, dealing with heartbreak, transformation, emotional pain. So someone is trying to transform emotional pain. They're trying to transmute, but this is the thing. If you are going through emotional pain, trying to make somebody go through emotional pain with you ain't gonna work. It shouldn't work. It's not right. It's not the proper way to heal. The only way for you to get through your emotional pain, if you are going through emotional pain, is to go through it and not try to punish people because you are going through something that 9 times out of 10 was your fault, something that you were the cause of. Some people don't like to be accountable for the part that they play in their heartbreak. A lot of people don't like to understand or deal with the reality that they are the reason why they don't have what they want. They are the reason why they are not where they want to be. They're the reason why they are sitting there with a sad face looking like that. Some people don't want to admit it. They would like to punish. They would like to pilfer. They would like to steal. They would like to do everything but sit down and realize that they are the arsonists of their world. The reason why everything is up in flames is because they set the damn fire. So, Sun, Moon, Rising, Pisces, and Saturn and Libra, someone's starting to realize that they are the reason for their torture. They're the reason for their season of treason. They have betrayed themselves so much that all they do is try to project the betrayal on everybody else when all in reality, they are the bammer of the week. They are the weakest link. You are fired because you fired yourself. And instead of some people deal with the fact that they are the reason why they are suffering in life, they try to make other people suffer. In the worst case scenario, they convince other people to make other people suffer with them because they just live a lie. And that is another form of trauma bonding. Some people get together, they hey, you hate them? Yeah, I hate them. They didn't do anything to me. It's just that they're living their life drama free and without me. How can we make them suffer for not putting up with my shit? And some of you assholes actually sign up into it. Just know that two or more people signing up to destroy another person's life is a conspiracy to commit a crime. So just know that when 1 or 2 to 3 people join up, it doesn't matter if it goes beyond that, it is a conspiracy to commit a crime, okay? Just so you know, since you know every damn thing else, I thought I'd let you know the truth since your friends don't let you know not a damn thing. But they will drop your location if the police go. They gonna tell on everybody. 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 No loyalty. So, Sun, Moon, Rising, Pisces and Libra, you better get your friend, you better get your homie, because I'm trying to tell, they don't really know me. Ooh-wee. So, let's get on to it. So now we've got the Pisces, which is the star. Hold up, did we do the numbers? Because it really wasn't no numbers. It was just the 10 and the 3, which is 13, which is death and transformation, which is 4. So somebody's foundation sucks. They've built a bed of lies, and now they've got to lie in it. All right, let's get on to it. That was the Pisces reading, and only signs there were Pisces and Libra. Take what resonates. Sun, Moon, Rising. Don't force the rest. Whoa, a tower moment just flew out here for the Aries. You just turn it down then? You just stay in the kitchen, just turn it down then. There you go. All right, so now we got Aries. The tower just dropped straight on out. Oh, more intrusiveness. Oh, wonderful. I like that. I can tell everybody who's very invested in being in my business. All right. Not knowing what I got on and why I have it that way. That's good. I look forward to your donations as you brokenly give me nothing that I asked for. Which was peace in the Middle East. In the middle of these. Peace. So, you can like, share, subscribe, or order a book. You could do that. Yeah, you can. Maybe it give you something to talk about or more vocabulary. Okay, so now we've got a tower and we've got the 8 of Cups and we've got the 2 of Swords. All right, the tower is exactly that. Somebody is having a downfall. They've climbed so high only to realize that now it's their downfall. Sometimes your mouth could be your downfall. Sometimes the internet can be your downfall. Sometimes your friends can be your downfall. You understand? So you got to make sure people aren't your downfall. But somebody is currently going through a tower because whoever they associated with, whatever conversation ensued, whatever contract they agreed to, it's going through. The contract is falling through, Miss Ma'am, sir. Now the 8 of Cups. This is escapism. This is taking whatever you got and trying to run with it because, hey, they're going to take the rest if you don't get your ass out of here. All right, and now we've got the 2 of Swords. Someone's going to have blind faith and keep it going because if you pick up them phones and talk to your co-conspirators again, you're more getting into the knee-deep shit, all right? So, somebody knows that they're about to go through it, all right? This tower says it. Somebody is falling from grace And right now, the best thing they need to do is go hide somewhere. Go sit in a room in the dark somewhere. Go somewhere, because trust me, they're coming for you. All right? So, we got the 16, which is the tower. I dropped the card. We got the 16, which is the tower. We got the 8 of cups, and then we got the 2 of swords, which brings that to 26, which is an 8, which is karma or dharma, okay? So, yeah, that's that part. The tower moment, the 8 of cups, and the 2 of swords. Remember to find balance in blind faith. Yeah, whoever this is, they're on a hope and a prayer, hoping that things could get back regulated after they've let things go too far to the left. Okay, 16 tower, 8 of cups, 2 of swords, that is 26. 26 turns into an 8, karma or dharma. Be on the right side. All right, there you go. That was the Aries reading. We're going to do Taurus. The last one will be Virgo. Okay, Taurus, the 10 of swords comes out in Gemini. The judgment came back out. And 5 of swords. 10 of swords, 20 judgment. 5 of swords. Yikes. Okay, the last time I read this, it said, do not let your authority ruin others. That was the 10 of swords. Yep. Do not use your authority to ruin others. Some people think that they get the little supervisor position, they get a little business, they get a little company, and they start trying to shit on people, but they want the same people's support, the same people's money, the same people's good reviews. I don't know how that works. What goes up will come down, especially if you don't watch your mouth. Okay? All right. So the Sun and Gemini, finding, healing, regenerating yourself. This is the Taurus reading. So there's somebody who allowed their little position, their little promotion to run to their head. Okay? And now they're under judgment. Okay? So somebody did that big one. They tried to shit on everybody because they felt as though they had achieved something, not only to be knocked back down to reality, which is you gotta live a little longer, okay? All right, so now we've got the 20, which is judgment. And judgment is saying, embrace your inner calling. You're all set to take your life to the next level. So transforming yourself, listening to your inner calling. Someone listened to their inner calling, told that to mute itself because they was trying to shit on everybody. Now they're sitting up with the 5 of swords because now they got to have their guard up because they don't remember how they left people. So some people ready to punch them in the face when they see him again, and some people are okay because they did the same exact clown shit that they did. Some people took what they got and they ran with it, only to come out looking like a fool at the end of the day, because you still need people's support. And this is the thing. You can't sit there. You can't step on everybody's toes and then be mad. You can't do that. When people turn around and they're defensive with you, when they don't want you back around, when they found out it was you running your mouth the whole time, it was you in the break room telling everybody business, telling everybody stuff in the payroll. It was you. It was you. You understand? So I don't know who need to hear this, but they're going to end up having they're going to get a demotion in life. You might keep your position, but you're going to get a demotion in life. You're not going to be that popular. You're going to have to rebuild your social standing because as of right now, everybody looking at you as a lame. Hard pill to swallow. 10 plus the 20 is a 30 plus the 5. 35, that is 8. That is karma. That's another 8 coming out. Taurus, Gemini, Mercury, feminine energy, Aquarius, take what resonates. That can be a man because sometimes men act like bitches when they think that they all that. Okay, so yes, feminine energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Mercury, Aquarius, feminine energy, Taurus reading. This was the Taurus reading. And the worst thing you want to come across is a Taurus male that got that feminine thing in them where they run their mouth. Mouthy. I can't stand a person that think they shit don't stink and they run their mouth. And then you find out they cap. Then you find out there's no loyalty. Then you find out they a whole clown for real. And the only thing that made you not think they was a clown was that they was trying to play hard. And then you actually do something and then they be like, oh. I see the hole in you. I see the hole in you. Let me go. Let me get out of this. All right, that was the Taurus reading. Okay, let's go, Gemini. Somebody trying to send me a shut up right now. I don't care. Look, I don't eat cow tongue, but I do remember the couple people who couldn't cook that would get a cow tongue. And I'm like, wow. Now I realize that was one of them shut up spells y'all was doing. Because I'm like, why in the hell would somebody buy a cow tongue? Who's eating that shit? I only met one person who said that they would actually eat a tongue sandwich, and that was a Jewish lady that I came across. And I was like, I don't want that. Please don't let me eat that. That and boar's head cheese. That's some weird looking shit. I'm trying to tell you. And I don't know who decided to make South salad and make it a lunch meat. Like when I met South, it was hot and it was like soupy and it had a lot of lime in it, and maybe they served it cold. But when y'all turned it into a lunch meat, y'all lost me with that. Y'all be putting anything in a little gelatin mold. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Taurus. No, not Taurus. Gemini. Stop playing Taurus with your ghetto self. Anyway, 4 of Cups, 12 Hangman, 2 of Pentacles. The 4 of Cups is actually contemplating. It's good. It's good thinking time. The 4 of Cups is saying overcoming apathy and reevaluating situations, which means that you're taking the time to look in the cups before you try them out. You're giving yourself enough pause and time for reflection. That is a good one. That is the 4 of Cups, and that is in Cancer. Then we have the Hanged One, which is a trine, which is 120 degrees. If you are a trine sign, that means you have 3 of the same element in your chart, okay? And this is the Hanged One, which is 12, okay? And the Hanged One is basically needing to sacrifice things, needing to reevaluate, sacrificing something and finding new perspectives. And these 2 cards are interactively the same way, right? Trying to look at things from each way. This one even turned upside down to see the picture. Sometimes you do got to change the picture, turn it to the side, turn it this way. This way it look like he's doing really good. This way it don't look so great, okay? So it's all about perspective. And then we've got the 2 of Pentacles, balancing your priorities and your responsibilities, okay? So remember, as you reflect and you start to change perspectives, still balance out your priorities. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat, but the only ways to do it is through balance, okay? You can't do it if you're off kilter. And that is for Gemini. Remember to take what resonates. Sun, Moon, Rising, Gemini, Cancer, Trine sign. That's 3 elements. That's the Trident. That is Poseidon. That is a lot of water. You have a lot of control of water, which is emotions. You control your emotions, and you have the control. You have the actual power to manipulate other people's emotions. Remember, with great responsibility, okay? Be careful with that. And you have the 2 of Pentacles, which is balancing out those polarities. You have responsibility to yourself, and you also, if you are on a public platform or a role model or a parent, you have the responsibility of balancing these things out. Okay? All right. Perspectives and responsibilities. You have to do that, okay? All right. And that was the Gemini reading. 4 plus 12. That is 16 plus 2. That is 18, which brings it to 9. Always remember to stand in prayer. All right. So now we're going to Cancer. We got Cancer, Leo, then Virgo. We're down to the last 3. Woo! And it just pops out just like that. We've got the Star, we've got the Fool, and we've got the Queen of Pentacles. This is a great reading for Cancer. You are a star. You are being the star. You are the main character of your life. 17, which turns into an 8, which is good karma or dharma, depending on, because there are some people that are famous and they're celebrities for all the wrong reasons. Looking for nub in all the wrong places. Looking for nub. He's a rhinestone cowboy. He's a rhinestone cowboy. I never thought I'd see it, but I'm seeing it now. We have some cowboys that buy all the Swarovski crystals they can handle. What is the name? Little Nas X. Boom, I said it. I don't got to say nothing else. After I say Little Nas X. Boom. The star. Some people are stars for good reasons. Some people are stars for other reasons. Now we have the fool, which is a zero. Taking chances. Refreshing sometimes. Sometimes not so great. Sometimes you want to be the first one to do it because, hey, you're a pioneer. You're pioneering shit. And sometimes being the first one to do it means that there's going to be 20 copycats beating down your door or beating you down literally trying to do it too. So you be careful going forward with being a leader and leading your projects. That doesn't mean don't lead your projects. Just be careful who knows and who you let be in it, okay, or be involved. This is why people started with them NDAs, because that keeps you legally binded to a contract saying that you won't say anything before the project is finished. And if you don't have a way to copy an NDA template, just don't say nothing. Don't talk to people who you know are subject to taking things from out of your coffer and trying to build with it. If you know somebody does not have an original thought and you share original thoughts with them, next thing you know, they're trying to start a business with something you guys talked about. You know not to talk to them again because they don't have an original thought and they steal ideas. And this is why I don't like them bitches next door, because the bitch keep trying to steal my ideas. My idea is, bitch, go home. Roger. And if God forbid she see a man try to steal that too, I hope you give your ass something. That's why it's not good to lay with everybody that you see people with. Everybody not laying with everybody that they happen to talk to. But you gonna learn a special lesson trying to be up in everybody's stuff, messing in everybody's footstep. There's quite a few females that's learning real hard lessons because they think that everybody lay with everybody. And they don't. But there's a bunch of men that's going to take advantage of the fact that you thirsty like that. I know you want it, baby. I know you take it. I know you're gonna, baby. I know you fake it. Sometimes I will flirt with a random guy just to see where I see them at next week. And they be right up under you. The setup is real. Yes, you do. You can tell when a hit hoe holler. Oh, my bad. A hit dog holler. My bad. Anyway, that was the Cancer reading. 17 and a 0 is 17, which is 8, which is karma. Remember to continue to lead your projects. Don't worry, good or bad. Just be aware of the chances that you're taking. Sometimes it's a good chance, sometimes it's a bad chance. Be prepared. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run, okay? All right. Being a star can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. We all know how things went with Britney Spears. We all know how things went with Wendy Williams. We also know things can go quite well. So don't let anybody ruin your situation or talk you out of your journey. Remember, it's your journey, okay? That's the 17, which is an 8. That is your karma. Karma or dharma, all depends. Some start off really good and they end up going really bad. And some start off really bad and end up going really good. It all depends. But don't let people talk you out of your journey, okay? I remember I had somebody I had to stop talking to every time I wanted to travel. Oh, don't go nowhere. You're going to get sick. They got COVID. They got this. They got that. No, you just want to talk. You want to talk stupid into my plans because you don't really like to see me happy doing anything if it doesn't involve you. But here's the thing. You block, you delete, you get rid of these people. Because why every time I do something, the world is going to fall? The sky is falling. falling. The sky is falling. Every time I want to do something, I hope it fly. I hope the sky fall the minute you try to do something, since everything is a conspiracy when it comes to me. You got to be careful of people like that. They always speak in depth and problems into your thing. And the thing about it is, if you let them, stuff will start happening. And you're like, what? You're resonating with it. You can't resonate with any of these things these people say. If you notice a person always got a problem to your solution, stop talking to that person. They're a fear monger, and they don't want to see you happy. And sometimes these people only want to see you happy with them. Unbind yourself from whoever that is, okay? Male or female, doesn't matter. Okay, so now we've got Leo. We got Virgo last but not least. We're almost done. 7 of Wands upside down, 5 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands. This is not looking so good. 7 of Wands upside down is develop self-confidence dealing with defeat. So somebody's very, very insecure. This is the Leo reading. Somebody's dealing with insecurities. Maybe they don't think that they're that cute. Maybe they're not that hot to them. Maybe they've been disappointed. Somebody doesn't feel the best about themselves. And you got to be careful with people who don't feel the best about themselves, but they put on grandiose attitudes. These people are kind of dangerous, because if you should ever realize that they don't think that they all that, they'll try to hurt you. Some people know that they aren't that cute. Some people know that they're kind of ugly. But the thing is, they'll get money and they'll get clothes, and that'll compensate for them. You ever see somebody with an ugly baby walk up and the baby got on polo from head to toe, and you just be like, damn, that baby fresh to death. And you keep the quiet part quiet, that part. So there's somebody who's always had to wear name brand. They always had to have the best ride, the best money, the best everything. Because when they look in the mirror, they don't feel the best. And now they're starting to realize that fake funkin', that stunting that they've been doing all their life is starting to basically go in on them. It's starting to turn in on them. So this is out in the cold 5 of Pentacles. So the 5 of Pentacles is basically saying, navigating isolation, overcoming adversity. You might be feeling left out and rejected at this moment. Remember, nothing lasts forever. You've got support and kindness of the cosmos with you. So somebody's definitely navigating feeling left out. Okay, so not only is this person feeling ugly on the inside, they're starting to be treated ugly on the outside. And now they're the wounded warrior. So be careful with hurting people's feelings. Be careful with the insecure person who gets their highs and lows from being able to provide or keep the party going, or being able to buy loyalty from somebody. Because in the event that they lose a bet, in the event that they don't have enough money, or they don't have exactly what it is they need to feel pretty, they might lash out and they might do some unreasonable things. So definitely be careful when you're dealing with insecure people who don't feel like they're that cute, that rich, that good, that anything. Okay, because they'll drag you down with them feeling bad. That lowly energy is definitely contagious. You don't want to bind yourself to them, because if you get with a person who don't feel like they look that good or they are that good, they'll do the same to you. They'll try to project onto you, and then all of you are sitting there feeling sad, and you don't know why everybody feels sad when you used to feel so good. It's because you're around somebody whose energy siphoning your confidence. Okay, this person has been through it. They've been through a lot. And they actually will sound wise sometimes when they're talking to you. But understand this person has done no shadow work, and they've done nothing to feel good about whatever they got going on. So don't be a person who keeps company with a person who feels low about themselves, because you'll be the second person feeling low about yourself. Be careful of projection and energy exchanges. All right, last but not least, we got Virgo, and then we're gone to November. Gone to November. I don't know, might not be gone to November, but maybe 11th hour, something like that. Okay, we got, I don't want that again. Even though I didn't have that, for some reason, I just didn't want it. It was the 8 of Wands. if anybody wants to know what that was. Okay, there you go. So here we go, Virgo, and the Eight of Wands came back out. Ain't that some bull crap? I put that back in and shuffled, and it came right back out. So it wanted to be out. Ace of Wands and Wheel of Fortune. We've got the 18, which is a 9. Somebody needs to go into prayer or learn how to pray, learn how to manifest, learn how to something. Somebody needs to go back in to the drawing board. Okay, so now we've got the 8 of Wands. That is quick action. That is quick action. Make quick decisions and spur to action. So somebody needs to get up off it. Get up off of that thing and shake the you feel better. Get up off of that thing. New ideas unlocking potential. Boom. And now we got the Wheel of Fortune pulling up at the end. And this is in Virgo. And that says, welcoming change, having good luck. All right. So this is the Virgo reading. Welcome change, spur to action, and go about it the right way so that you don't have to fix up the wrong way. All right. 8 of Wands, Ace of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. That's 18, which is a 9, and it is divine. Remember to embrace the new part and the new ideas. The New World Order doesn't have to be what everybody said it would be. It can be a good thing. All right. So remember to love yourself. Remember to have temperance. Remember, don't let people rage bait you or talk you out of things that you already knew to be good for you. All right. So with all this being said, this is Nyx. I'm about to finish drinking my water and minding my business. Don't come for me, because somebody definitely paid and sent you.